All right, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant evening to everyone. Welcome back to our fourth week of this 2025-2026 CSEC examination preparation learning hub. All right, to my new students, welcome. I hope you enjoy the classes. I hope you learn something. And of course, I'm going to prepare you in the best of my ability so you can get that grade, that passing grade that you so desire. And to my usual students, welcome again to another week. The week is moving fast, as you can see. Can you believe it's a month since I've known you guys? It's been a month, and I'm already getting used to a lot of you guys. Give me a second, guys. I'm just checking. Okay, somebody was in the waiting room. Oh, Nathaniel, you're the one from my day school? Oh, you got a message. Okay, all right. I thought I know the name, The name looked familiar. All right, cool. Yeah, man. So no problem, bro. No problem. All right, wonderful. All right, good. Okay, so students, let us begin. Today is our. I really need to turn off. There's too many persons messaging at the same time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if it's possible and you can join the class as early as you can, please do so. Because once I start teaching, I cannot shift my focus back to letting persons in the class after a certain time period. Okay? All right. Can somebody confirm tonight if it's, well, I think it's our fundamentals night, right? Because in our last class we had done measurement. I think we had done triangles. Is that what we did? Can somebody confirm?
Yes, sir.
All right, so tonight is our fundamentals night. Okay. All right, so Nathaniel, that means this is like a redo for you. Well, all these classes are going to be redo because you would have done whatever we are doing tonight. You would have probably done it already, or it should be coming up. So you should be quite. Guys, from my day school, we have some students there that we are looking out for. So you're going to have some new members on the online platform as at next week. That is October the 22nd. Don't let them take over your space, Right? Remember, this is your platform. So don't let them take over your space. Okay? You're just being invited in to come and join. Okay? All right. So I'm pulling up my board from the last class. We looked at, okay, so as you can see here, this is what we've been looking at. This is what we've been looking at. So that was what we looked at last class, right? I don't want that board. I want another one. So this would have been Monday. Let's see here. Monday was
Excuse me,
the.
sir.
Yes, go
Your
ahead.
The screen is
your board
sharing.
is not showing
I
here.
thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to sort that out shortly. Thank you. You don't have to tell me that whenever the class just starts, it tends to chip out. No, yeah, I know. I just realized. Dominic, I just realized. All right. It chips out now and again and it takes time to start up. So forgive me, okay? All right, solid. Okay, so you guys should be seeing it by now. I'm trying to find the board that we were writing, and I have two different slides for our work. I have a Monday slide, and I also have a Wednesday slide. So just give me a sec, guys. Let me see if I can find it. Just take some time to come up at times. Just give me a minute. All right. So which of these is it? It's supposed to say like This is the one, that's the 8th of the 10th. That would have been Monday. I don't know which one of these, guys. That's September. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. No, that's not the one either. All right, maybe it's this one. Nope, that's not the one either. Maybe it's this one. All right, it should be, because this is our fundamentals page. All right. Either ways, I don't really have to use that. I can always use an empty board. That's fine. All right, guys. So in our last fundamentals class, which was last week, I believe that we had touched based on proper fractions, improper fractions. Is that what we did? Adding and subtracting of fractions. Did we get to that point, guys? I guess you guys may be talking in the chat and I'm not seeing. Okay, Dominic says yes. All right, so I seen you guys. You guys are talking. Oh, so you guys are talking in the chat. Okay, lovely. Let me grab my pen. Give me a sec. All right. Mandible. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. So in our last class, I'm going to do a quick little run through example of what we did. So in our last class, we looked at adding. Oh, why is it zoomed out so far? Sorry, guys. Let me zoom up. All right, so in our last class, what we did was adding and subtracting of fractions. And we looked at what are proper fractions, what is improper fraction, what's a mixed fraction, how we add them, how we subtract them, what are the rules. That's what we did, yes? Okay, so let's do a recap then. All right, so we looked at, say, how to add fractions like this: 2 3/4 plus 1 2/3. And we say when we get a fraction like that, step 1 is to convert our mixed fraction to an improper fraction, right? So therefore then, we would have said 2 times 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11 over 4, plus 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5 over 3. Then we would have gone ahead and we would have said, find the LCM. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Please control your microphones, guys. Remember, the class is being recorded. Okay. All right. So LCM here is 12. 4 into 12 goes 3 times. 3 into 12 goes 4 times. And then we see 3 times 11 is 33. And 4 times 5 is 20. So the LCM here is 53 over 12. Okay. And we know that if you leave it right there, you're going to lose a half a mark. Why? All fractions must be expressed in its lowest form. So therefore, this would have been a total of 4, because 12 goes into 53 about 4 times. It will leave a remainder of 5 over 12. Okay? So that's kind of like what we did. Okay? We also did some subtraction as well. So let's say you have something like 3 3/5. Example here. So we have 3 3/5 minus 2 1/3. Again, we'll do the same procedure. We're going to multiply 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is going to give us 18. And then we're going to say 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So 5 3s is 15, plus 2 is 18 over 5. And 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 3. Our LCM is going to be 15. So therefore, 5 into 15 goes 3 times. And 3 into 15 goes 5 times. And so we end up with 3 times 18 is 54. And 5 times 7 is, say here, 35. Okay. We'll go ahead and we're going to subtract this. We're going to end up having a total of 19 over 15. Once again, if you leave it like that, you are going to lose half a mark. Because 19 over 15 is not in its lowest form. So 15 into 19 will go approximately 1 time. And it will leave a remainder of 4 over 15. Okay? And that principle is applied even when we're doing 3 fractions. For example, say we have this one here. So say we have something like 1 and let's say we have something like 1 and 2/5, 1 and 2/5 plus 2 and a quarter minus 1 and 2/3. So if you end up with something like that, then the procedure is going to be the same. Doesn't matter if you're working 2 fractions or 3 fractions, the procedure remains the same. All right, so in this case, we're going to say 5 times 1 is going to be 5. We're going to add the top. Yes, go ahead.
So for the second one, if I left it at 19 over 15, it would have been incorrect?
It would have been correct. I'm just going to take away half a mark.
Oh, okay.
So if it's worth 2 points, I'm going to give you 1.5. All right, so 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Then we're going to say the same thing here. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And then 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Okay? All right, so let's get into that then. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7 over 5. So 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7 over 5. Plus 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9 over 4. Minus 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5 over 3. So remember that the way how we find the LCM is that we draw a line down here and we're going to multiply the 3 numbers at the bottom. That's how we find the LCM. So in this question here, we're going to multiply 5 times 4 times 3. So that's going to give us a total of 60. 5 4s is 20, and 20 times 3 is 60. Okay? Now, we're going to proceed to do the same thing. 5 into 60. Figure that out. It goes 12 times. You put that 12 at the top here. And 4 into 60 goes 15 times. Put that 15 at the top here. And 3 into 60 goes 20 times. You put that 20 at the top there. All right, and then once you've done that, then you can proceed to do your calculation. 7 times 12, that should give us 84. And then 9 times 15 should give us 135. And then 5 times 20 should give us 100. All right. Then you're going to go ahead now and add and subtract respectively. So 84 and 135, that is 15. So 15 for 19. So that's 219. So 84 and 135 is 219. Minus 100 is 119. You can confirm if I'm incorrect or not. I think it's 119.
Correct, sir.
All right, and that is going to be over 60. And then in this case, then, if you leave it like that, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to lose half a mark. Not half the mark, but just a half a point. Because all fractions must be expressed in its lowest form. So this should go it's going to go 1 time. right? Because 60 times 2 is 120, so I'm short by 1. So it's going to go 1 time, it's going to remain the 59 over 60. All right, so essentially, that's what we did in our fractions class last week, Wednesday. All right, so tonight we are going to be moving on to multiplication and division of fractions. All right, that's what we're going to be doing. All right, feel free, new students. I don't know all of your names, but new students, feel free to check out the playlist. I will link. I'll have, well, students don't have the playlist, but they have the channel link. So I'll send you a playlist that contains all the videos in one, so you don't have to go and search down the whole of my page to find a specific video. I would love for you guys to watch them back in order. Lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5. So you can take your time and catch up with where we are, okay? All right, so I will do that right after the class. All right, so assuming that there aren't any questions related to what we've been doing so far, I think it is safe to say that we can move on to the next stage. All right, I'm opening the floor. Are there any questions? None? I didn't think there was going to be any anyways. All right. All right, so let's head up our board. We're going to be looking at multiplication and division of fractions. All right. So we have approximately an hour to get through the objectives for tonight. Why is that so, Kayla? Why is that so? All right, so here we go, guys. All right, so multiplication, multiplication and division of fractions.
Sir, you have students in the waiting room.
Okay, they're late. I usually wouldn't let them in.
My teacher, the back one.
Remember to control your microphone, guys. Remember the class is being recorded. Please to control your microphones. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to start off with the multiplication, then we're going to look at the division, then we're going to combine them, then we're going to do some PEMDAS question. That's the objective for tonight. So let's focus, guys. Let's get into it, okay? So we're going to pull up a little notepad here with some notes, all right? You know how we do our thing over here. So here we go. When multiplying two or more fractions, we reduce the numerators and denominators using a common factor. All right. So when we're multiplying two or more fractions, our objective is to reduce the numerators and the denominators using a common factor. Right. So let's just move this to the side here and do some examples that is related to that exactly. Okay. All right. So here we go, guys. So let us just say you're going to understand the second king. So let us just say that you end up with a fraction such as 2 over 3 multiplied by 9 over 8. All right, write that down. You have 2 over 3 multiplied by 9 over 8. What we mean by a common factor is that you're looking for a number that can go into both the numerator and the denominator. So we have 2 over 3 multiplied by 9 over 8. It looks as if 3 is a common factor for 3 and 9, because 3 can go into 3 and 3 can go into 9. So 3 into itself 1 time and 3 into 9, 3. And if you look to the other side, you'll realize that you have 2 into itself 1 time and 2 into 8, 4. So once you have successfully crossed out what you're able to cross out, then you're just going to simply multiply across. Let's go that again, because I may have spoken too fast, right? We have 2 over 3 multiplied by 9 over 8. We're looking for a number that can go into 3 and into 9. And that number is going to be 3. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 9, 3. We're looking also for a number that can go into 2 and 8. And that's 2. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 8, 4. At this stage, there are no common factors. Hence, therefore, we're going to multiply across. We're going to have 1 times 3 is 3. And 1 times 4 is 4. All right? And that is how you would simplify a fraction whenever it is that you're multiplying. Please note, ladies and gentlemen, note well. Do not, and I repeat, because we have students that do this, gets them confused. Do not find LCM. The only time you find LCM is when you're multiplying and you're dividing two fractions. That's the only time you do that, guys. It's when you're adding and subtracting two fractions. All right, adding or subtracting two fractions. All right, let's put that out there. So do not find the LCM, guys. I don't want anybody going this and 3 times 8 is 24 and then doing a bunch of different extra stuff that isn't necessary. So please don't do that, okay? Let's do another example. That's correct, Bonita. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna look at another one. We're gonna have 4 over 7 multiplied by, let's say 21 over 2, and we need to simplify this fraction. Okay, so to do that, we are going to go ahead and look to see if there's anything common between the 7 and the 21. And it's very clear that 7 goes into itself 1 time and 7 into 21 goes 3 times. And 2 into 2 goes 1 time and 2 into 4 goes 2 times. So we get an answer here of 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 times 1 is 1. Therefore, we end up with 6 as our answer. Okay? Now, some of you guys might wonder, right? Just some of you, not all of you. Some of you guys might wonder, is it always going to be a case where the number goes into itself? No, that's not always going to happen. For example, let's say we end up with 3 over 8 multiplied by 14 over 9. In this example, if you look at 8 and 14, 8 cannot go exactly into 14. So what we have to do is that we're going to have to find another number that can go into 8 and into 14. So 2 into 8 goes 4 times, and 2 into 14 goes 7 times. So that's a perfect example where not all the time the number will go into itself. Now we look at the other side now, 3 into itself 1 time and 3 into 9 3 times. So we end up with an answer of 1 times 7 is 7. And 4 times 3 is 12. All right, you also may ask, there are some students that will ask, sir, is it all the time that both sides will be cancelled? No, sometimes you only have one diagonal that's cancelled. Sometimes you don't get anything to cancel. All right, but the idea is that once you see something to cancel or to reduce the fraction, then you must do so, right? It's easier to work with small numbers than it is to work with large numbers, okay? All right, now.
Hold on, sir, hold on.
Sure, go ahead, question.
Don't move. Not a question, I just want to snap this before you go.
Okay. I can zoom it out, you know.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so now we looked at those ones. We're going to look at some mixed fractions now. All right, are there any questions, by the way? Any questions? None, didn't think so. All right, let's say now that you're asked to evaluate 2 1/3 multiplied by 1 1/4, okay? So we have 2 1/3 multiplied by 1 1/4. Same procedure, we are going to go ahead and convert all our mixed fractions to improper. So we have 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is going to give us 7. So 3 2s is 6, 3 times 2, pay close attention, guys. So it's going to be 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 at top is 7 over 3, times 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5 over 4. Here's a perfect example now of nothing is available for cancellation or reduction. So when you end up with a situation where nothing can be cancelled or crossed out, you just simply go ahead and proceed to multiply across. So 7 times 5 is going to give us 35, and 3 times 4 is going to give us 12. Once again, if you leave it there, I am going to take off half a mark. I'm going to take off half a mark. So to avoid me taking off half a mark, 12 goes into 35. That sounds like about 2 times, because if you say 3 times, 3 12s is 36. I'm going to go over. So 12 into 35 goes approximately 2 times. And if my math is right, I believe there's a remainder of 11 over 12. Okay, so that is how you would deal with that situation. All right, so I am going to give you 2 to try to see how you deal with it. Okay, so go ahead, guys, and try these 2 questions for me.
Question.
Yes, sir, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Finn.
Based on this one here that you put a while ago, couldn't it be cross multiply after you put it into proper fraction?
Cross multiply meaning 7 times 4?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
We only cross multiply when we're solving an equation.
All right. Cool.
No problem. All right, so next question. Try these for me, guys. You're going to evaluate the following for me. 2 and... Why do I love 2? I don't know why I love 2 tonight. All right, let's do 5 2/3 times 2 and... See, them love 2. Sorry, forgive me, guys. I love 2. I don't know what I'm going tonight. All right, 5 2/3 times 2 1/4. That's 1. I want you guys to try that. And then you're going to try this one as well for me. You're going to do 3 3/5. Let's write that better. That doesn't write good. That didn't write good. 3 3/5 multiplied by 1 4 over 5. 1 3 over 5. 1 2 over 5, yeah. Right, that's it. All right, so go ahead, guys, and try these 2 questions. I'm going to put a timer on the screen here. I'm going to give you, I'm not going to rush you this time, but I'm going to give you 6 minutes, okay? And your time starts now. Well, go on, Trayvon. Trayvon. All right, watch the time, guys. And remember, why I always time you. It's very important you guys don't overthink, right? You have a certain amount of time that I think, by my experience, that question should be worked in, right? Guys shouldn't be spending 10 minutes trying to figure this out, okay? That's just my honest professional opinion. Oh, you're gonna miss out. You're going to miss out, bro. Anyways, I can't talk to you now. I'm in a class. All right, I see it, Mitzi. Let's see what your answer is. Oh, that's for the first one. And that's for the second one. Okay. Let's see. We're down to 4 minutes, guys. I'm checking the chat, guys. So if you finish, you can put your answers in the chat. I'm seeing answers flying in already. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I see you, Miss Gentles. I see you. I don't like that second one, though. That second one, like you can reduce further, but all right. Hold on to your answer with faith. I should be seeing some answers flying in the chat. What's going on? Fractions. Double check that one, Miss Gentle. Double check that last one. All right, I see you, Mrs. Jones. I see you. I see you. Yeah, Miss Gentle's got the same answer for the first one, but you have different answers for the second one. So somebody need to check them answer. Ashley, so you're all getting the answers for you're all getting the correct, the same answers for the first one, but I'm seeing 3 different answers for the second. That second one look tricky. Miss Ellison, all right. Miss Ellison and Miss Ellison and Romine got the same answer. Oh, Miss Ellison Romine. Hold on, let me see here. All right. Whoa, answers them are flying. So Latisha, Daniela, Miss Ellison, Laufman, Miss Bailey, getting the same answers. Miss Gentles, that second one, they look like it a beat up bad. Okay, answer's not looking anywhere close to what the others are saying. All right, Mr. Hansen, rolling with female answer too. Down to a minute, Miss Gentles, you have another minute. Double check again. Because everybody answer seems to be consistent, so check again, check again. Ashley, is that for the second one? I saw you. Check again, Ashley. Check again. The answer they look shaky. When I said it wrong, it just look shaky. We're down to a minute, guys. Down to a minute. What about it? Bonita, what about it? Lawrence, that needs to break down. You know, I'm going to take off half mark, You know better than that, so just fix up your doings for that one day. That 157 over 12, you're willing to lose half mark? Okay, no problem. 30 seconds, guys. You literally shouldn't be taking this long, Remember, the exam is 2 hours and 40 minutes. So if you take 6 minutes to work them question, you know how it go. Oh, okay. All right then. Okay, that makes sense now. 10 minutos. 10 minutos, guys. All right, let us see. Are you flying with one quick and fast before time is up? Everybody else will go text answers is null and void. Thank you very much. Let us see. Here we go. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2 is 17 over 3. 4 2's 8. And 4 2's 8 plus 3 is 11 over 4. Nothing to cancel out. So we end up with 187 over 12. So this looks, pardon me? So 187. So 12 goes into 187. I believe this goes 15 times. And it will remain the 7 over 12. So for those of who got 15 and 7 over 12, thumbs up to you. Awesome job.
Get 187 there, so.
How I get 187? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
17 times 11 there. And for the second one, we have 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18 over 5. And 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7, is 7 over 5. All right, so in this case, there's nothing to cancel. So that's 18 times 7. That's 56 plus 70, so that's 126 over 25. So I believe this will go 5 times. Am I right, guys? Talk to me. Am I right? 18 times 7 is 156, is 126?
Yes, sir.
Over 25. 5 times 5 is 25, right? So I'm right. So that remember, so 5 and 1 over 25. So was I telling some person that they were wrong? Or was it Ashley? Ashley, was it you that said something about 2 and something over something? Oh, you miscalculated the first one? Oh. Okay, all right. Cool. Mr. Wagwan. Ashley, I don't know how you get that 2 and 4 over 25 then as well. Try check the calculation and see what go on this. Okay? All right. Thumbs up. Super. All right. So I think that even if you didn't get it right, guys, you at least understand the process. Oh, yeah, right. The numbers are incorrectly. All right. We have to be very, very careful of that. Okay? It can be very costly to do that. All right. Opening the floor. Are there any questions, any verification, any query? Is it that I did something that you didn't see or you don't know how I did?
Question, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, I get the 5 and the 1 over 25, but how you get it on the calculator?
The 5 and 1 over 25. Okay, so basically what we're doing is we're trying to figure out how much time. All right, so when you go on the calculator, you type in 126. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Let me show you what's going on, right? So I'm going to pull up my calculator here. You can mute your mic. All right, thank you. All right, good. Give me a sec. Let me just pull up a calculator on screen. Mute your mic, Mr. Finn, because it's giving a bad feedback. All right, so here we go. So here's how you do it, right? For those of you who, all right, so if we say 126, pardon me, 126 divided by, oh, Lord. 126 divided by 25, notice it will give you a decimal, right? The only thing we're concerned about, Mr. Finn, is the 5 at the front. We just want to have an idea of how many times 25 going to 126. So now we can confirm that it goes 5 times and change. So we know, so we're going to put down that 5 right here. So we're going to put down that 5 right there. Okay? And now, what we're going to do now, Mr. Finn, is we're going to say, in our heads now, we're going to say, okay, so we know say go 5 times. We're just going to say in our head, what is 25 times 5? And you'll find out that that is 125. So you need one more to go 126. So that's how we get the 1 over 25. Catch it?
Yeah, me get that, but alright, do the next one. 187 divided by 12.
Right. So if you check it out now, if you go on the calculator, you type in 187 divided by 12, it will say 15 and change. It will say 15 and change, right? 15 point whatever, whatever. So what we do now is that we just say 12 times 15. That's going to give us 180. And you realize that you need 7 more to get to 187 and put it back over 12. Good to go?
Comprehension.
So what we can do is take away, when you multiply 15 by 12, you just take away that from the fraction that's over 12.
Right. So you just remember 12 into 87 goes 15 times now according to the calculator. You're on the calculator, you're going to type in, watch again, clear the screen. On the calculator, you want to get the answer. So it's 187 divided by 12. That gives 15 and change. So the only thing we're concerned about is the 15. So what we're going to do is clear it now. And we're going to say 15 times 12. Notice it gives you 180, right? But we are at 187. So how much more do you need to get to 187? 7 more. So that's the remainder. 7 more, and then you put it back over 12. Catch it now?
Mm-hmm.
Catch it now, guys? Catch it now?
Sorry, catch it. Let's catch it.
All right, that's very good. All right, lovely. Now, we have that out of the way then. Let's pull up another notepad here. When dividing two fractions, because you can't divide more than 2 things at the same time. So when dividing 2 fractions, we will invert, and I'm going to put what the meaning of invert is. Invert means turn upside, turn upside down. So we're going to invert, or otherwise turn upside down, the last fraction and change the sign to multiplication. So when dividing 2 fractions, we will invert, turn upside down the last fraction, and change the sign to multiplication. Now, there's a little shortcut that I hear students use all the time. Them call it the KCF method. The KCF method. It helps them to remember what to do when it's division. So the KCF method. And the KCF method is this. The K stands for keep, the C stands for change, and the F stands for flip. So them call it the keep, change, flip method. So what that means is that you're going to keep the first, change the sign, flip the last. That's what I hear people saying. I didn't know that when I was going to high school. I just learned, my teacher just tell me, say, change the sign, flip the last fraction. But, everybody comes up with a lot of mnemonical ways of helping them to remember challenging stuff at their level. Okay? I'm going to move this right here.
Keep, change, flip.
Keep, change, flip, yeah.
Okay.
So you keep the first fraction, you change the sign, and then you flip the last one. So let's say you end up with something like 7 over 12 divided by 7 over 12 divided by 8 over 21. Sorry, 21 over 8. All right, so you have 7 over 12 divided by 21 over 8, and you're asked to divide those two fractions. What's the answer? So you're going to keep the 7 over 12, change the division to multiplication, and flip the last fraction. That's 8 over 21. So we keep the 7 over 12, change the sign. So we change it from division to multiplication. And we take the 21 over 8 and put it as 8 over 21. So therefore then, we're going to cancel 7 into itself one time, 7 into 21, 3, 4 into 8. Well, 8 cannot go into 12, right? 8 cannot go into 12. However, there's a number that can go into 8 and into 12, and that's 4. So 4 into 8 goes 4 times, and 4 into 12 goes 3 times. Let's go again. I don't want to confuse you guys. Let's erase that.
No, so 4 into
Sorry,
8 goes
sorry, sorry.
I'm going to write it back, don't worry. Go ahead, Finn. What did you say?
A mistake. You make a mistake.
Oh, I am? All right, let me correct myself. Thank you. So I'm going to keep the 7 over 12. I'm going to change the division sign to multiplication. And I'm going to turn the 21 over 8 as 8 over 21. All right? I might have made a mistake for real, you know. So we're going to go again then, and we're going to say 7 into itself one time, and 7 into 21 3 times. And 8 cannot go into 12, but there's a number that can go into 8 and into 12. So 4 into 8, 2 times. Oh, I saw the mistake. I said 4 into 8 goes 4 times, right?
Yes.
Is that what I said? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So 4 into 8 goes 2 times, and 4 into 12 goes 3 times. Thank you very much. That was an honest mistake. All right, so at this stage, there's nothing to cancel. So we end up with 1 times 2 is 2, and 3 times 3 is 9. All right, there's nothing that we can do to the 2 over 9 because it is already in it's already in its proper form. So that's your final answer. Okay. Let's do another one. Let's say we end up with
I'm sorry,
eight.
sir.
No.
Say the last answer
That's
for
fine.
me
Go
again,
ahead.
please. Say the last answer for me
Pardon?
again.
2, as in go it over again, or just 2 over 9? Two over 9. Is that what you wanted? I want me to run back through it again.
It looks no, it made me miss something. I don't know why I said 4 into 8 2 and 4 into 12 3. So I said 3 2 6.
Oh, you were cross multiplying like what Finn was trying to do earlier.
Ooh,
Right.
Ooh, sorry about that. Okay.
That's okay. All right. So now let's do another one. We have something like let's say we have 4 over 7 divided by let's say 2 over 35. All right, so remember, you can't cancel when you're dividing. You have to turn the division to a multiplication and flip the last fraction. So we're going to keep the first, change the sign, flip the last. So keep the first, 4 over 7, change the division sign to multiplication, and flip the last, 35 over 2. Okay, starting to give problems already. 35. Because it's time, guys. 35 over 2. All right, so at this stage now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to say 2 into itself one time. And 2 into 4 2 times, and 7 to itself 1 time, and 7 into 35 5 times. So we get a nice, juicy, sweet answer as 2 times 5 is 10, and 1 times 1 is 1. So our final answer is 10. There. Let's put some mixed fraction into it. 3 over 4. Sorry, 3 and 1 over 4, pardon me. So it's 3 and 1 over 4 multiplied by 2 and 1/5. Same as usual, you are going to go ahead and convert your mixed fractions
Yeah,
back to
multiply
improper
or
form.
divide.
Oh yes, thank you, divide. Right. All right, so let's go ahead. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 4, divided by 5 twos is 10, plus 1 is 11 over 5. There's nothing to cancel out anyways. Yes, question?
Oh, I thought you still would keep the first part of it. Continue.
Okay, so 13 over 4, I'm going to keep it now.
Sir, you don't fit.
Pardon me?
You 5 over 11.
I didn't hear you. I'm going to flip it now. I'm going to flip it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing in the next line. Some person like to do it one time, so that's no problem. So some persons, while you're converting from mixed to improper, they're changing the signs as well. That's okay as well, right? For the more advanced students. When we say advanced, meaning like students who have more control over what they're doing. There are some students that really require step-by-step process, okay? That's 5 over 11 now. It so happens that this one doesn't have anything to cancel out. 11 cannot go into 13 exactly. 4 cannot go into 5 exactly. So 13 times 5. That's going to give us 65. And 11 times 4 is 44. All right. And then now with this, then we can't leave it like that. Well, we can, but you're going to lose half mark. So 44 into 65 goes 1 time. All right. So see now. Ready now, guys. Somebody was asking the question, how you got it on the calculator? Look now. 44 goes into 65 1 time. Can type it on the calculator. It's going to tell you 1 point and change, right? Now, we need to know what the remainder is after we take out one group of 44 out of 65. If you do the maths, you'll realize that the answer is 21 over 44. Because 21 plus 44 gives you 65. So the answer would have been 121 over 44. Okay? And that's it. That's it, really. There isn't anything really challenging about division, right? You just have to remember to, after you do the conversion from mixed to improper, you're going to keep the first, change the sign, flip the last. All right. All right. Opening the floor for any questions. We are going to get into the CSEC questions. We have 70 minutes and I have 3 questions that I would love for us to go through. Not necessarily in the 70 minutes, so might go over, but we don't want to finish tonight's class without going through these 3 questions because we have the tools now. We know how to add. We know how to subtract. We know how to multiply, and we know how to divide. Now it's time to put them all together. Okay, no questions. Let's get into it then. So these are the questions that you're most likely going to see on an exam. Are you in the waiting room? Is somebody in the waiting room? Somebody said them get kicked out. Oh Lord, so many persons here. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Please control your microphone, guys. Please check if your microphones is on or off. Please keep your microphones on mute if you are not speaking directly or making an inquiry, okay? Please control your microphones. All right, so here are the questions now, guys. These are some more exam, I don't want to say CSEC questions. I want to say exam structured questions, okay? So here we are. Let me see if I can zoom up so it's prettier. Okay, right, good. Here we go. Ready? All right, so 1, 3.5 all over 2.25 minus 1 1/3. That's an example question. We're going to go through that shortly. And then let's say we end up with something like 5 2/5 minus 4 2/3 times 1 1/7, something like that. Okay. And then I just want to write the questions from now. Okay. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Then that's okay. All right. And let me see. Up top, down here. Combine question. Let's combine okay, let's do so let's do a plus right here instead. All right, that's a plus. That's a minus. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do 2 3/4 minus 1 2/3 1 2/3 all divided by 3 3/5 minus 2 4 2 3/4. All right. Yeah. I don't think we're going to have enough time to do a 4th one, but if we do, no problem. Let me just zoom back up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. We're going to look at these questions then, all right? And these are exam structured questions that you are probably going to see on an exam, okay? Most likely you're going to see one of these combinations. All right, so we have a couple of things to talk about. Number one, first thing for this question, number one, is what does this line mean? I'm not talking to the students who already know what it means now. It's the students, them who've seen this for the first time. So this thing right here, that line there, it means division. Okay? So what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to work out these questions in parts. All right? And so basically what we have is that we have a fraction in the numerator. So all of this up here so is the numerator, but the numerator is a fraction. And then we have something to work out in the denominator. So to work this question out, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to work these questions in parts. So we're going to call this the A part, and we're going to call down here so the B part. And so this line right here that you see me pointing the arrow at and saying that's division, that line means divide. So it means that the answer that you calculated at the top will be divided by the answer that you've calculated at the bottom. Now, sometimes the question comes with the working out being at the top. Sometimes it comes with it being at the bottom. Let's look at the A part. If you notice that there isn't really anything to do. The only thing that's there to do is to just convert the 3.5 to an improper fraction. So we're going to go ahead and say 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So basically, we can just put this in a little box right here. And we can just say the A part works out to be 7 over 2. We're going to put it in a little box. And we'll so come back for that. So there's nothing to do at the top, ladies and gentlemen. There's no working out. There's nothing to add, nothing to subtract, nothing to divide, nothing to multiply. Nothing at the top to do, just a conversion. However, at the bottom, we have a fraction pair to add. So at the bottom, we're going to go ahead and work out the B part. So at the B part here, we have 4 times 2 is 8 over 2. Sorry, whoops, that is incorrect, Mr. Peart. Let's go again. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9 over 4. Plus 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 1 is 4 over 3. Remember, guys, we are add. So I don't want anybody get flustered and be like, oh, what's the rule for addition again? And then go cross with the 2 4. So, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? So it's going to be 9 over 4 plus 4 over 3. And remember the rules, guys. When you're adding and subtracting, you will find the LCM, lowest common multiple. So therefore, LCM is going to be 12. 4 into 12 goes 3 times. Three into 12 goes 4 times. So 4 into 12 goes 3 times. Put that at the top. 3 into 12 goes 4 times at the top. All right, so 3 times 9 is 27. Yes, go ahead. Question.
Hold on. How did we get the 12? The 7 times 2?
4 times 2. 4 times 3. Remember how we did addition and subtraction when you find the LCM? You multiply the 2 bottom numbers from last week's class. You don't remember how we find LCM? You multiply the 2 numbers at the bottom? Remember now?
Sure, go on.
You don't remember, so we find LCM by multiplying the numbers at the bottom? Lowest common multiple, go back to the notes. So 4 into 12, 3. 3 into 12, 4. 9 times 3 is 27. And 4 times 4 is 16. So we add those together. And we're going to end up with, that's 13, that's 43 over 12. All right, so what are we going to know? We're going to keep it here. So I know you're going to ask me, then, sir, you just told us not to leave it like that. And I did. But that is if the 43 was my final answer. That was not my final answer. 7 over 2 is the answer that I got for the top. 43 over 12 is the answer that I got for the bottom. So therefore then, I'm going to take the answer for the top and I'm going to divide it by the answer that I got for the bottom. And that's why we said earlier that this symbol here means division. Because you're going to work out whatever is at the top and work out whatever is at the bottom and then divide both answers. What's the rule for division? Keep the first. Change the sign. Flip the last. So 7 over 2 times 12 over 43. And now you can see that 2 goes into itself 1 time, and 2 into 12 goes 4 times. Sorry, 2 into 12 goes 6 times. So the final answer then works out nicely. Sorry, don't know why this is glitching. So now the final answer becomes 7 times 6 is 42. And 1 times 43 goes 43 times. All right? Mr. McClarty, you there? Did I lose you anywhere? Where did I lose you if I lost you? Or did you find back yourself?
No, sir. I'm stuck
found back
right at 12. Nope.
Then that means you forget last week notes. So we learned, remember, so we learned how to add and
Sir,
subtract.
last week I was online, but it was hectic.
Yeah, but I look at this. This
I
morning we came.
I didn't get a chance to rewatch the video.
All right, so we have to go do that then. Because even today, we started it this morning. We were doing a revision this morning. Sit here. This evening, sorry. We started it here. So the 12, to get the LCM, we multiply the 2 bottom numbers. That's the rule. Okay? That's the rule. That's how you get the 12. That's how we get all LCM. So you have to make sure here, I know it's hectic and stuff, but you have to make sure you get some sort of run through before you come back. Okay? So that 12 here is because we multiply the 2 bottom numbers, the 4 and the 3. That's the rule. Once you add and subtract, and it's in that form, you multiply the numbers at the bottom. All right. So just want to run through, you should be okay. Okay? All right. All right. I know time is pretty much up, but we can squeeze in one more question. All right, so for this one then. Ready again now. So here's what's going to catch a lot of you. Okay? You guys are very accustomed for years, and it's very difficult to reprogram your brains. You guys often just work maths from left to right. And remember, we have this rule that we learned. PEMDAS. In this question, we are dealing with subtraction and we are dealing with multiplication. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you cannot subtract before you multiply. So you have to remember that, okay? You cannot break the rule. You break the rule, you're going to get it incorrect. So in this question, we're going to kickstart it. I'm going to go a little bit slower then. So here we go. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 plus 2 is 27 over 5. Minus 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14 over 3. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 1 is 8 over 7. Focus now, guys. Focus now. Look at what we're going to do. We're going to work this part first. Sir, why? Because PEMDAS said that we must do. What if I work the subtraction first? You're wrong. You cannot subtract before you multiply. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to do the multiplication part first. So that simply means, ladies and gentlemen, that the 27 over 5 is going to come back down and we're going to await the answer for that part. Have I lost anybody? Before I go any further, have I lost anybody?
No, sir.
Okay, good to go. All right, so with multiplication, what are we doing? Do we find LCM when we multiply?
Excuse me, sorry to
Yes,
cut
go
you
ahead.
off.
That's okay. Go ahead.
So throughout all the topic in mathematics, we have to follow the PEMDAS rule.
Always. It is the fundamental rule of math. Break
Even
it.
when we're doing trigonometry and so forth.
As long as you're
Whatever.
multiplying, adding, subtracting, or dividing, that rule has to be obeyed.
Okay, sir, got it.
All right, so 27 over 5 minus, and then we're going to work out the multiplication. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, please remember, I have some students in here, they are so afraid of math that they just mix up the rules automatically. Okay? Do not find the LCM. Please do not do that. That's not how I rather you just leave it here and say, sir, remember. I swear I rather you do that. Than see you find LCM and destroy yourself. 21, 3 to 21, 7, get some huge numbers, and then you're going to know it's wrong, because you're going to feel wrong. Okay, so it's best you leave it right here. I swear to God. Just leave it there. All right, so 7 into itself 1 time, 7 into 14, 2. The 3 cannot go into the 8, so let's leave that alone. So 2 times 8 is 16. And 3 times 1 is 3. All right, Miss McClarty, ready again? What are we going to put at the bottom of that line? You say you were stuck earlier, and I told you why you were stuck. What do we do? What do we put at the bottom of this line? Remember when you said you were stuck, and then I tell you why you were stuck, and you say you're still stuck there, and I told you what we did to get to that number? What we're going to do to get the number at the bottom of this line? How did we get the 12 earlier? What did I say that I did to get the 12? Or she's probably jump out or something. All right, so that's 5 3 is 15. 5 times 3, 15. 5 into 15 goes 3 times. And 3 into 15 goes 5 times. So 3 times 27 is 81. And 5 times 16 goes 80 times. So our final answer is 1 over 15. Okay? Yeah. All right, we have run out of time, right? We have run out of time, and we don't want to overdo it or overpressure the brain. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is use the knowledge that you have and see if you can figure this one out for next class, right? We have the tools. So let me give you some clues then, okay? So use your knowledge where you have now, right? So if you look up top, we know, so we're going to call this part the A part, and we're going to call this the B part. And if you notice at the top, you have something to what? Subtract. So you're going to work it out as if it was a separate question by itself. When you get that answer, you're going to store it. Then at the bottom, oh, this was supposed to be a plus. At the bottom, you have something to add. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to add those two fractions. Convert to make improper fraction. And then find the LCM and do that. And in the answer you get for the top, you will then divide it by the answer you get for the bottom. And in our next class, I'll ask you to post your answers in the chat. And then we are going to work it out to kickstart our next class. Okay? And then our next topic coming up is going to be percentages and ratio. All right? So we're moving away and we're getting into some worded form of mathematics. Okay? Please review the video if it is that you need additional help. All right? And please review last week's addition and subtraction video if you are stuck somewhere over one part. All right? All right, guys, have yourselves a productive, peaceful, and prosperous rest of night. Oh, we're not going to be here on Monday. Please remember, we are not going to be here on Monday. I'm going to miss you guys, but such is life. All right, such is life. I wish I could be here, but I'm told not to be online, so we're not going to be here on Monday. But I can't promise you I'm going to leave you with a video. I can't promise you